So every liberal in America spent the last week freaking the hell out over the trade war with Canada and Mexico that was really more of a trade water balloon fight. A water balloon fight that Donald J. Trump rolled up to, strapped with a Glock, loaded with the full force of the United States economy in its magazine. The fear and panic of the economically illiterate left swept the nation. But yesterday we received news that both the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum, and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada folded like lawn chairs. You see, only 3.8% of the US GDP is tied to trade with Canada. Conversely, 43% of Canada's GDP is reliant on American trade. The United States' total GDP is also a whopping 12.8 times larger than Canada's. Mexico is in a very similar boat, a sinking boat that is. Yesterday morning, we got word that Trump paused the draining 25% tariffs that he imposed on the two nations. But why would he do that? Well, because he got exactly what he wanted. Trudeau announced that he would be spending $1.3 billion to reinforce the Canadian border with personnel and helicopters to stop the flow of illegal immigrants and fentanyl into America. Well, would you look at that? What a coincidence. Mexico did the very same, announcing that they'd reinforce the border with 10,000 members of the Mexican National Guard. Isn't that dandy? Trump announced that he will continue negotiations with the two neighbors to further extract American interests from our friendly partners who repeatedly abuse their relationship with us. See, the United States is the strongest economy in the world. It should be an absolute pleasure to do business with us. Our trade partners should be dying to maintain their relationship with us rather than stabbing us in the back. Trump made very clear what he wanted from both countries. They refused to deliver, and so he moved to impose tariffs. They both puffed their chests out and tried to fight a war they never could have won. Fly meets swatter. America has a bigger stick, more money, a larger economy, a stronger leader, and more leverage. As a result, the Canadian dollar and Mexican peso dropped in value. The US dollar shot up in value. Since the agreement has been made with the two nations, their value has relatively stabilized thanks to the gracious Donald Trump. And the worst part is that Canadians don't even like this guy. I grew up on the Canadian border in New York. I could have been in Ottawa in 40 minutes. I know countless Canadians. Who I have yet to meet is a single Canadian who openly supports this twerp. He did get the support of Trump-deranged American teenage girls on TikTok for about 5 business days, and now they all hate him for caving. I'd also like to get another thing out of the way. For anyone telling you that tariffs are this ooga booga boogeyman bad thing, first of all, Obama imposed tariffs on China. He imposed 35% tariffs on Chinese tires. He imposed tariffs on Chinese solar panels, ranging from 30% to 250%. He also placed tariffs on Chinese steel up to 500%. Obama tariffed South Korea, one of our closest allies, India, the EU, Argentina, Vietnam. Biden also tariffed China and Mexico. Y'all were so busy licking Biden's feet as if he was a competent president, you forgot to care, I guess. But that's not the point. Why are tariffs so bad? Well, they'll tell you it's just like an income tax. The cost gets passed back down to the consumer. And it's true that in the short term, it could cause the price of some goods to go up.
But the poor people won't be able to afford food.
It's not true. The only products whose prices will be affected by tariffs are products built, created, assembled, or grown in foreign countries. 79% of all food, beverages, and tobacco products consumed by Americans are domestic in origin, according to the Department of Commerce. Your food prices will not be affected. Furthermore, if you want a piece of, let's say, technology that is affected by tariffs, consider buying American rather than paying for a tariffed good. You have a choice. The price hike isn't automatic like an income tax, which is fundamentally different. Tariffs can be used to do 3 things. They can be used as a negotiating tactic, which we just saw in action. They can bring production back home, and they can alleviate the need for income taxes. You see, taxes are non-consensual. You work, you earn dollars. Your dollars are a physical representation of your labor. If you worked 1 hour and made $15, your $15 is worth 1 hour of your time and your labor. If the government or anyone else can swoop in and force you under threat of violence and imprisonment to relinquish your labor, effectively steal your labor, you are a slave. If we can in any way limit this obviously unjust action, we should. If tariffs can relieve at least some of the dilemma, they should be used to do so. Because at least when prices temporarily go up as a result of tariffs, you choose whether you buy the goods at the increased price. You don't choose to pay taxes. You go to jail if you do not. Nobody is forcing you to buy Canadian timber or Chinese steel. You have to choose to do that. Now, I say prices would temporarily go up because the goal is to incentivize American companies to produce at home rather than abroad. Tariffs make the economic climate for those corporations inhospitable. As a result, they produce in America where they're not tariffed to sell to their primary consumer base. That's another thing people just don't understand about the whole debacle with Canada and Mexico. It's not personal. Trump didn't do this because he doesn't like Trudeau or the Mexican president. He just had dinner with Trudeau a few weeks ago. He did it to get what was in the best interest of the American people. That's all I have for you this time, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're looking for more ways to support me, join my Discord where you can all debate just like I do on college campuses. It's linked in the description. Below is also my Patreon, Cash App, and PayPal. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.